theaters. Why, you may ask? To come and see the one and only, the narrative of the life of Frederick Douglass. Now, you may be asking yourself, why would I want to come and see a movie about a random guy? Well, see, that's the thing. Frederick Douglass is not just any random guy. He made one of the most amazing books about his life story. It's an autobiography about his story of being a slave. And he goes through his friends and tells you basically everything. Well, not really everything, because back when this book was made, he couldn't say everything, such as how he was able to escape from his slave owner, because if he were to do that, slave owners would read the book and then come up with ways to prevent from their slaves from escaping. So, not everything, but for the most part, everything. Now, the book, the narrative life of Frederick Douglass, is pretty good. I like it, which I'm one of the top critics, so obviously. But most importantly, it's a very good book. To begin with the book, instead of a chapter 1, a chapter 2, you start off with a preface. And what that preface is it's a guy named, I don't know his name. We'll skip this part. What is his name? There's this guy, and his name is William Lloyd Garrison. And he starts with the preface. And what that basically is, what Garrison is talking about, is he's talking about what Frederick Douglass had to do in order to get this book done. So basically, Garrison is telling you the life story after the life story is being told. He's telling you about how in the 1840s, now, that not many white people are fond of African Americans writing books, and especially because most of them believe that they can't, because they believe that a lot of them, or all of them, is what they believe, that they can't read or write because they're slaves and they don't go to school and everything. But Frederick Douglass proves them wrong. So Frederick Douglass and Garrison, they met at an anti-slavery convention. And so basically, I'm Frederick Douglass. Okay. So, they met at an anti-slavery convention. And basically, Douglass did not meet Garrison right before. Like, it wasn't a, hey, what's up, dude? No. Frederick Douglass actually was asked to he wanted to give a talk. So he wanted to get up in front of everyone, and yeah, he was nervous. Who's not nervous to talk in front of someone? But he was in charge of talking to all these people. Frederick Douglass was scared to talk to all of these people of different colors, because he didn't go to school. And also, he never really talked in front of that big of a group before. Well, he overcame his fear, and after his speech that he gave, Garrison and his friends actually loved Douglass so much that they asked him to become a part of the anti-slavery foundation as a whole. So that's just a little bit about the beginning of the book. It's all about Frederick Douglass's life, such as his mother, whose name is Harriet Bailey. Now, Harriet Bailey, even though they weren't together, because the slaves believe that the slave owners think that if a baby and their mother are like together for too long, that they'll come up with this relationship, that they'll come up with a mother, daughter, son relationship, and they're afraid of that. And they don't want that happening, so they'll either send the mother to they'll most likely send the mother or the father to a different to a different slave. As much as she could, Harriet Bailey would walk 12 miles in the dark, panicked and nervous that she'd get caught by her slave owner, to go and see Frederick Douglass. Now, this didn't go on like his whole life and childhood. This only went on along for a little bit before she died. But it only went on for a little bit because every time, if she didn't get back home, and she didn't get back to her slave owner in time, he would hit her and abuse her and give her more chores and make her not sleep and just basically absolute torture. But she did all of that for her son, Frederick Douglass. So basically, the narrative life of Frederick Douglass, the movie, is outstanding. And it will give you so much information and give you a whole new perspective of everything, basically. And yeah, so go watch it in a theater near you. Hi, Hazel.